everyone, Suzi here, and today we're playing a Watcher of Realms. For today's video, I guess I have a little dev insights to post a bit late today. I was actually about to edit a video for my free-to-play series, doing 318, and then I have some other fun stuff to share with you guys there. But hey, this is a little bit more timely, and it's a giant wall of text that I will read so you don't have to. Okay, yes, wall of text, dev insights. That is honestly a little bit confusing. Now, they're calling this a face-to-face Q&A, and they start off with me, Suzi Gaming. Suzi plays, and there was no face-to-face session. They sent us, we sent questions from our community in lieu of, you know, like how we did the dev interview before, but instead we had the dev roadmap. I'm just being honest, guys. It was just, I sent them questions from the community, which really were not from me, but you know, I sent them. So I want to say I read them quick, and they kind of, it feels like they didn't say anything too important from my questions, but then I realized my most important questions were luckily already answered in that most recent hot topic. So if it looks like I didn't ask the important stuff, I promise you I did. I asked about non-Lord Pity, and I think a couple of those other bullet points that were in that big hot topic special dev insights that you can watch on my channel if you missed that. That was a pretty juicy, spicy episode there, so certainly watch that hot topics in case you missed it, because a lot of it's very relevant still and has not come to fruition. Okay, so I'm gonna read through either way. I'm gonna do my best. I've been battling my stupid eye all day, and it's been really sensitive for the past hour, well, more than past hour, all day. So I apologize if I look extra squinty, but I'm trying my best to read and get through this without being distracted. Okay. So by me, Suzi plays. Can they make more cutscene videos for each new upcoming Ancient exclusive heroes? They already had enough. They're already hard enough to get as it is. Can you imagine pulling Lycan, Cyrus, or Ardea, and there's no exciting cutscenes, but then you have Twin Fiend and Regulus with cool cutscenes? So yeah, that's a very funny one. Some of the coolest looking characters don't have cutscenes. This is true. And they said, we completely understand that you like Ancient exclusive heroes to feature summoning cinematics and story presentations that truly match their rarity, enhancing the ritual feel of the summon and making the whole experience more immersive. As for the heroes that don't yet have this content implemented, it's already been included in our upcoming optimization plans. We'll be rolling out additional cinematics and narrative elements gradually in line with our development roadmap and production schedule. So they're actually saying some heroes that did not have cutscenes before that are super badass. Like, I mean, come on, it's true. Look at Ardea. She looks so badass. What is her cutscene? What's her story? Definitely deserve one, but it sounds like they might actually get some. I think that's pretty cool. Okay. Will they be introducing new epics into the game? Yes, this is an important one. At least they did finally show a couple recently. So, development and production of epic heroes are actively ongoing. In future updates, we'll be introducing brand new epic heroes on a rolling basis, further expanding your roster options, opening up more team building synergies and possibilities. So, I feel like they say that every time and then they don't. Like, yeah, we'll be rolling out new epics, will you though? They added like that one time with like Fei Lin got added, and then like maybe one other person? Or it was the same time as Legendary? And then there was that one time they added like 4 epics at once with Abizu, the cultist lord, and some others. It was like, oh my god, 4 new epics. And now they have Thunkles and I forgot the other guy's name already. 2 more epics coming. Can't forget Thunkles though. What kind of a name is that? Okay, next. Will the reset book be implemented permanently in the game? Or for events, first place tournaments, or for something else? I don't remember that being the wording for the question I submitted, but maybe. They said at the moment, reset books are already part of a well-established distribution plan. They're primarily released through major award milestones, and ensuring their availability stays balanced with the overall hero development ecosystem. We'll continue to monitor community feedback. So, you know, this is one of those things, actually. Reset books, as a permanent feature, they could be added to, like, the 30-day login for a new account, and then give everybody one that's already played for more than 30 days. Imagine as a new player, you're leveling heroes up, and then you realize you level up someone that's just terrible, and you just want to reset, like, one hero. Like, that would be so nice to feel like you could reset one hero that maybe you messed up with early on. I think that would be nice, even though people might not realize the weight of the importance of them, and that you should save them for when you use soul stones and all this other fancy stuff. I feel like new players would use a reset book in a way that's just like, I don't care about this character, let me make another character right away, and not necessarily save for the equivalent of getting a bunch of soul stones back. That's something they should consider. Unless those that are super active will be very careful and be like, what should we do? But yeah, nobody liked those answers. I don't even know what we're trying to do. Yeah. People are really rude here. Not my fault, guys. They already answered the really good ones I asked. Okay, Mark Deer. When to expect new content in the game, open world, and so on. So the content directions such as overworld and other large-scale gameplay experiences are already in active planning and development. Once progress reaches the right stage, we'll share details with you right away. So, no news. It's fine. I mean, we had the roadmap thing. Oh gosh, Lily is moving the bed. Can you hear it? No. I'm gonna have to pause. Mama duty at night here. Okay, will there be a new arena? I'm tired of the old one. Thanks for the attention and feedback. We are aware that Arena has room for improvement in both gameplay, experience, and core mechanics. Adjustments and durations are currently being planned and developed across several areas, including the structure of existing modes, combat rules, and enemy skill mechanics, alongside corresponding visual presentation upgrades. Once these optimizations are complete, we expect the arena's competitive environment and battle pacing to see meaningful changes, delivering a more dynamic and engaging PvP experience for everyone. That was something during the dev roadmap stuff that they said will be changed, so very curious, for sure. I kind of like that Watcher's Arena is different than most games, but it's definitely not perfect. The way you have to deal with like the BP and cheesing that and the timings, and it's far from auto-friendly, which is rough when you just want to grind out some basic battles and you're not, even if you're not competing at the super high up, it would be a little nicer if it was a little more auto-friendly, right? All right. The daily rewards for old players are very weak. Will there be any changes? Thanks to all the veteran players, your long-term support and continued feedback. We've taken note on how the current daily rewards are performing in the mid to late game experience. Moving forward, we'll be carrying out a broader round of adjustments and optimizations across daily, weekly, monthly missions so they better align with players' progression stages and evolving resource needs. We'll share more details as these improvements reach the right stage of development. They're going to do some changes to daily, weekly, and monthly. Okay, yeah, those had a little bit better questions, which is funny because at least they got a better response. Or someone just really doesn't like me. Not my fault they picked weird questions or that they already answered my good ones. All right. Prospector. It's him and his community, I would say, right? All right, so do you plan on being consistent with releasing 2 to 3 heroes each month going forward? Yeah, I guess that's been a thing. The release cadence of new heroes will remain relatively stable. The exact number and frequency will dynamically be adjusted in line with each patch's planning and overall content roadmap. Our core goal is for new hero mechanics to further enrich existing roster ecosystems and strategic gameplay, while also creating fresh synergy opportunities and field presence for more of those heroes you already own. We'll continue bringing more diverse team building. Stay tuned. Okay. Yeah, I think someone just really doesn't like me. Why people gotta be rude? So I get for being... Never mind. No. Okay, anyway. Back here. Is there any future optimizations for demon collecting going forward? As of now, it's extremely difficult to acquire some of the newer demons coming out, like a summoning banner or a rate up for demons would be nice. Don't give them ideas. Just kidding, maybe. Thank you for all the feedback and suggestions. We've also taken note of the acquisition pressure some players are experiencing when collecting newly released demonic soldiers. Addressing this experience is already part of our optimization planning. Moving forward, we'll be improving the system across multiple dimensions, such as pity mechanics, milestone-based collection rewards, and more targeted acquisition paths to gradually reduce progression gaps and enhance the overall development experience. We'll continue monitoring feedback closely and carry out long-term optimizations to the demonic soldier collection system in the future updates. Okay. Question 3. Is there any current plans to optimize or change Arena? Wait. They just answered about Arena. Why'd they put the same question twice? So they've begun optimizations, blah, 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 blah. Same answer. Yep. Okay. Will you continue to aggressively advertise Watcher of Realms and pull your new players in through 2027? New players are essential to keep the game alive, and other companies in the game seem to aggressively push you around. Thank you for your attention. Suggestions. We always placed great importance on Watcher of Realms marketing initiatives and player acquisition efforts, and will continue maintaining a steady promotional cadence. Looking ahead, we plan to further scale our marketing investment and outreach around major patches and key content beats, bringing more players who love this style of gameplay into the world of Watcher of Realms and helping the game's ecosystem continue to thrive. At the same time, support and word of mouth from our community remain just as vital. We love to see you, commanders. Invite your friends, join the fight, and embark the journey together to defend the continent of Taya. All right, so that's good. You know, like sometimes it's an interesting change of pace, and like Raid experienced it when they kind of stopped their like serious push of new player acquisition, and they put what I guess people called it profit mode. It was interesting. Oh, okay, so this person, whoever started this thread, just doesn't like Odyssey. Is it you? Are you just being a jerk to me and Fastidious just because you feel like it? Why are people so fucking weird? I don't know. Yes, it's this Odyssey person. Well, same reaction back to you. Abyss Odyssey, whatever the hell your name is. Okay. Will you improve communication around the cadence and expectations for major progression rewards such as reset books, unpolished soulstones? Many players expect a reset book during recent Christmas and Frostfall Jamboree event because there was one last year. While unpolished soulstone was appreciated, there's still significant frustration around the lack of clarity on whether items like reset books are annual, how many the players can expect per year, and roughly when they're planned to appear. Can you clarify how players should set expectation for these rewards going forward? He said, regarding the release, we understand that many of you are hoping for clear expectations. At present, these items are not distributed on a fixed schedule or annualized rotation. Instead, their availability arranged holistically, taking into account patch content, event positioning, and the overall resource economy. We do have a relatively defined internal planning framework. We're not in a position to publicly disclose exact release frequency or timing at this stage. Okay, I mean, I guess that's why people put the reactions, because it's like, man, nope. Bad answers too, I guess. Fine. Or I think that person's just weird. Just kidding. I hope not. I'm sorry if you're actually nice. Do you have plans to add more PvE content that's less aggressively hero-gated? Many players love the tower defense mechanics, problem solving, and puzzle aspect, but burn out when large portions of content require specific legendary heroes or unique skills. Or only a few units. Players are looking for more accessible solutions, such as fusible legendaries or epics with similar but weaker mechanics, so more content can be meaningfully engaged with. Do you plan to reduce hero gating? Yeah, let's be honest. So, like, I didn't even try to do the high stages of Gear 3 because I don't have Iovar or Lady Alexandra. If you have one or the other, you could probably get by having neither. Good luck. I'm sure there are other ways now, and I know there's been a couple heroes that kind of make things a little easier, but... or extremely, extremely good gear makes it possible. But come on, there's multiple lores that should work there. It's a little bit frustrating. Alright. We've taken a note of the entry barriers present in some PvE content, particularly where hero mechanics and roster requirements feel too restrictive. Moving forward, our stage design will gradually introduce more content that emphasizes tower defense strategy, puzzle-solving approaches, and smart use of mechanics, reducing reliance on specific high-rarity heroes, offering more viable, clear paths for players with different roster depths. At the same time, we'll continue releasing epic heroes with distinctive mechanics to further expand accessible tactical options, creating more flexibility in team building and strategic planning. So this is actually a fun moment to shout out Odd One Gaming, my husband, who posted a little bit while he's playing this free-to-play account that he's been doing with Slate's the Light and Dark challenge that I have, Light versus Dark. And he actually did a collab with Fastidious back when he was covering Watcher a little more regularly. And they literally said the two things they need most in the game are a Piercer Lord that we get early for free as like a fusion or something. And now new accounts get Eliza on day 2. And then he said they needed I don't remember if it was all the things, like the buff, one of them. That was either the buff stripping epic and or the anti-healing epic. I love that they added the new epics, or they are going to add the new epics that give the mechanics that we really need to kind of push into those specific niche needs that only certain legendaries can provide. And he literally had that conversation with those pretty specific examples in his collab a while ago. So hopefully that was one that they really took note of as a great suggestion to, yeah, give epics that can do these core features or core mechanics. I think, nope, Lily did not fall asleep. Okay. Question 3. Are there plans to add testing or demo mode that allow players to evaluate heroes in clean, controlled environments? Right now, it's difficult to properly test new units or compare builds without noise of full encounters. A test dummy style mode for single target, AoE, and similar scenarios would help players better understand hero performance. See, I feel like this is the kind of game where it's not that simple. Like, a lot of it so importantly involves positioning and what you can do with that and how you work with them around the team and in that specific environment, or the timing around a boss's skills, the rotation of when that important skill comes back around. Can they stun enough for Titanic Ruins? Can they cleanse enough for Titanic Ruins, as the example? Whatever. But you know, I feel like it might not be that simple in this game to just have a test dummy to see how hard something hits. Because it might not be... yeah. I don't know. Or it depends on how they synergize with other heroes. The game doesn't feel that simple. But let's see what they say. Regarding testing or showcase style features such as being able to evaluate hero performance in a controlled environment, we've indeed explored and discussed this direction internally, and we fully recognize the value it could bring for gear comparisons and deeper mechanic understanding. That said, this feature is in a relatively early planning stage, and its overall development priority is currently on the lower end. We'll evaluate the right timing for moving forward, and the version resources and broader development needs. If there are any concrete updates in the future, we'll share them with you promptly. So it is something they have like in their light plans, but not urgent ones. Fair enough. All right. So are there a plan? Oh, that's that one. Are there plans to add new fusion heroes and do so more consistently? The last permanent fusion was Salazar over a year ago, and he was an original hero, rather a newly introduced unit. And the new fusion was Micah. The last new fusion was Micah during the first anniversary event. And last non-permanent fusion was Crodor, nearly 2 years. What the? No. That's true. They're extremely popular and provide clear, attainable, long-term goals for players. So, I don't know that I like the idea of the fusion. I'd rather just the fragment events, honestly. But permanent fusions are cool. That's not a bad thing. But I don't like the idea of like Crodor where you had to fuse heroes into another hero. I prefer the fragment events where we crunch them into stuff later anyway if you accidentally get too many. Alright, they said hero fusion is related systems. Our original intent has always been to provide players at different stages with clear, achievable long-term progression goals, helping rosters take shape over time while supporting steady account growth. At present, fusion-style events are still being actively planned and rolled out. Beyond hero fusion itself, we expanded the system and additional shard-based integrations, such as exclusive artifacts and other progression tracks, to diversify milestone goals and acquisition path. Looking forward, we'll continue introducing new hero fusion content paced aligned with our vision roadmap while further defining overall performance. Okay, so blah blah blah. Yeah, the shard-based integrations I think make more sense. I much prefer that. Hell yeah. However, they've just done more, instead of just heroes, they're doing the artifacts and stuff like that as well. But that should be in addition to heroes. People want heroes. I like the addition of artifacts, but that should be a bonus or something as a filler in between times. There still should be more regularly available. So, regularly available free heroes that are guaranteed. You could argue that that is what the limited summoning events are too, because you're 100% guaranteed a hero if you just save summons, which you can get 100% free to play. So maybe they kind of see all of those things in a similar vein. I could kind of see that actually. Like they increase the pacing of limited hero events, even though they recycle old ones or whatever. But those are like a way to get a free guaranteed hero, period. In the sense of a fusion or a fragment shard summon event is as well. I don't know. I guess it counts. Sure. Okay, well, I'm sorry if I offended someone and they just didn't like the answer from them, but I feel like this person just doesn't like me. Why did they hate all me? Kidding, okay. Discord's weird. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. I don't think there's anything too spicy here, unfortunately. I think it kind of just reiterates some of the things we already talked about, like the idea of epic heroes. Yeah, they just released 2 new ones. Well, no, they've given us information that we've shared for 2 new ones they have not yet released. Maybe that's next week. Finally, that Defender plus the other 2 heroes? Maybe. I don't know what's next week, honestly. And other than that, they said, yeah, there'll be new arena. Reset books are not a regular thing. And unfortunately, nothing too big, like, surprise-wise here. I don't know. It's okay. It's not great. It's not terrible. It's just okay.